Guys, what if I told you that the very thing you think is making you healthier could actually be speeding up how fast you age? You eat protein every single day. You've been told it builds muscle, helps you lose weight, keeps you strong, and all of that is true. But here's what nobody talks about. The way you're eating protein right now, the timing, the amount, the source, could be quietly damaging your body in ways you won't notice until years from now. This isn't about scaring you. This is about understanding something most people get completely wrong, because protein isn't just fuel. It's information. Every time you eat it, you're sending signals to your cells, telling them whether to repair, rebuild, or break down. And if you're sending the wrong signals at the wrong times, you're not just wasting the protein. You're accelerating aging at the cellular level. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to fix it. Let's start with something basic that most people don't actually understand. Protein is not just one thing. It's made up of smaller building blocks called amino acids, and there are 21 of them that your body uses to create every single protein structure inside you. Your muscles, your skin, your hair, your enzymes, your hormones, even the antibodies that fight off infections. All of it is built from amino acids. Now here's the problem. Out of those 21 amino acids, your body can only make 12 of them on its own. The other 9 have to come from food. That means if you're not eating the right kinds of protein, your body literally cannot build what it needs to function. It's like trying to build a house but you're missing half the materials. You can't just skip the foundation and hope the walls hold up. Your body works the same way. It needs all 9 essential amino acids in the right amounts, or things start breaking down. So you might be thinking, okay, I'll just eat more protein and problem solved. But this is where most people go wrong. Because eating more protein doesn't automatically mean your body is using it properly. In fact, there's a very specific window of time after you eat protein where your body is most responsive to it. If you eat it outside that window, or if you eat too much at once, a lot of that protein just gets wasted. It either gets converted into glucose and stored as fat, or it gets broken down and excreted through your kidneys. And here's the kicker. When your body has to process excess protein, it creates metabolic waste products like ammonia and urea, which put stress on your liver and kidneys. Over time, this can lead to inflammation, oxidative stress, and faster cellular aging. So ironically, eating too much protein in the wrong way can actually make you age faster, even though protein itself is supposed to help you stay young and strong. Now let's talk about timing, because this is one of the biggest mistakes people make. Most people eat very little protein at breakfast, a moderate amount at lunch, and then load up on protein at dinner. Maybe you have a small bowl of cereal in the morning, a sandwich at lunch, and then a huge steak or chicken breast at night. The problem is, your body can only use about 30 to 40 grams of protein in one sitting to actually build muscle and repair tissue. Anything beyond that gets converted into other things or eliminated. So if you're eating 60 or 70 grams of protein at dinner and almost none at breakfast, you're missing the most important opportunity of the day. Because when you wake up in the morning, your body has been fasting for 8 to 10 hours. It's in a catabolic state, meaning it's been breaking down muscle tissue to get the amino acids it needs. If you don't give your body protein first thing in the morning, it continues breaking down your muscles. And over months and years, this leads to muscle loss, slower metabolism, and accelerated aging. Here's what the science actually shows. When you eat protein in the morning, especially within the first hour of waking up, you send a powerful signal to your body that it's time to switch from breakdown mode to building mode. This triggers something called muscle protein synthesis, which is the process where your cells take amino acids and use them to repair and build new muscle tissue. Studies have shown that people who eat a high-protein breakfast have better muscle mass, better metabolic health, and lower levels of inflammation compared to people who skip breakfast or eat mostly carbs in the morning. And it's not just about muscle. Eating protein early in the day also helps regulate your appetite for the rest of the day. It keeps your blood sugar stable, prevents cravings, and reduces the likelihood that you'll overeat later. So if you're someone who struggles with hunger, energy crashes, or weight gain, the solution might be as simple as eating more protein at breakfast and less at dinner. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The type of protein you eat matters just as much as the timing. Not all protein sources are created equal. Some proteins are complete, meaning they contain all 9 essential amino acids in the right ratios. Other proteins are incomplete, meaning they're missing one or more essential amino acids. Animal proteins like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy are almost always complete. Plant proteins like beans, lentils, nuts, and grains are usually incomplete. Now, that doesn't mean plant proteins are bad. It just means you need to combine them strategically to get all the amino acids your body needs. For example, rice and beans together form a complete protein. Hummus and whole wheat pita do the same thing. But if you're only eating one type of plant protein and not combining it with others, you might not be getting everything your body needs to function optimally. And then there's the issue of protein quality, which goes beyond just amino acids. Some protein sources come with a lot of baggage. Red meat, for example, is a complete protein and it's rich in nutrients like iron and B vitamins. But it's also high in saturated fat and can increase levels of something called TMAO, a compound that's been linked to heart disease and faster aging. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, and deli meats are even worse because they contain nitrates and other preservatives that can damage your DNA and increase cancer risk. On the other hand, fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, not only provide high-quality protein but also deliver omega-3 fatty acids, which are incredibly anti-inflammatory and protective against aging. Eggs are another powerhouse. They contain all 9 essential amino acids, they're rich in choline, which supports brain health, and they're one of the most bioavailable protein sources, meaning your body can absorb and use almost all of the protein they provide. Now let's talk about something most people completely ignore, and that's the role of protein in autophagy. Autophagy is your body's cellular recycling system. It's the process where old, damaged, or dysfunctional proteins and organelles get broken down and their components get reused to build new, healthy structures. Autophagy is one of the most powerful anti-aging mechanisms your body has. It clears out cellular junk, reduces inflammation, and helps prevent diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart disease. But here's the catch. Autophagy is inhibited when you eat, especially when you eat protein. Every time you consume protein, you activate a pathway called mTOR, which stands for mechanistic target of rapamycin. mTOR is like a master switch that tells your cells to grow, build, and divide. And that's good when you're young, when you're recovering from exercise, or when you're trying to build muscle. But when mTOR is constantly activated, autophagy gets shut down. Your cells never get a chance to clean house, and over time, this leads to the accumulation of damaged proteins, mitochondrial dysfunction, and accelerated aging. So what does this mean for how you should eat protein? It means you need periods of low protein intake to allow autophagy to happen. This is one of the reasons why intermittent fasting has become so popular. When you fast, or when you go for extended periods without eating protein, mTOR activity decreases and autophagy ramps up. Your cells start cleaning out the garbage, repairing damage, and renewing themselves. This is why some researchers now believe that cycling your protein intake, eating higher amounts on some days and lower amounts on others, might be one of the best strategies for longevity. You get the muscle building and repair benefits of protein when you eat it, and you get the cellular cleanup benefits of autophagy when you don't. It's the best of both worlds. But most people eat protein at every single meal, every single day, which means they never give their bodies a chance to activate autophagy. And over decades, this can significantly speed up the aging process. There's also another factor that almost nobody talks about, and that's the impact of protein on your gut microbiome. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, and these bacteria play a massive role in your health. They produce vitamins, regulate your immune system, influence your mood, and even affect how you age. But the balance of bacteria in your gut is heavily influenced by what you eat, and protein is no exception. When you eat a lot of animal protein, especially red meat, certain bacteria in your gut break it down and produce compounds like TMAO and hydrogen sulfide, both of which can be inflammatory and harmful in large amounts. On the other hand, plant-based proteins tend to feed beneficial bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids. which are incredibly anti-inflammatory and protective. This doesn't mean you have to give up meat entirely, but it does mean that if all of your protein is coming from animal sources, you might be creating an imbalance in your gut that contributes to inflammation and faster aging. So here's what the science is starting to suggest. The optimal way to eat protein for longevity is not just about how much you eat, but when you eat it, where it comes from, and how you cycle it. You want to eat enough protein to support muscle mass and cellular repair, but not so much that you're constantly activating mTOR and shutting down autophagy. You want to prioritize high-quality sources like fish, eggs, and legumes, and limit processed and red meats. You want to distribute your protein throughout the day, with a strong emphasis on morning intake to prevent muscle breakdown. And you want to include periods where you eat lower protein or fast altogether to give your cells a chance to clean up and renew. This is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Your protein needs will vary based on your age, activity level, muscle mass, and health goals. But the principle remains the same. Protein is powerful, and how you use it determines whether it helps you stay young or makes you age faster. Let me give you a practical example of what this might look like. Let's say you weigh 150 pounds. Based on general recommendations, you should be eating around 55 to 80 grams of protein per day, depending on your activity level. Instead of eating 10 grams at breakfast, 20 at lunch, and 50 at dinner, you'd want to distribute it more evenly. Maybe 30 grams at breakfast, 25 at lunch, and 25 at dinner. Your breakfast could be 3 eggs with vegetables and a slice of whole grain toast. Lunch could be a salad with grilled chicken or chickpeas. Dinner could be baked salmon with quinoa and steamed broccoli. This gives your body a steady supply of amino acids throughout the day, prevents muscle breakdown in the morning, and avoids overloading your system at night. Then maybe once or twice a week, you do a longer fast or eat a lower protein day to activate autophagy and give your cells a break. This kind of cycling keeps your metabolism flexible and your cellular repair systems active. And here's the thing. Most people don't realize how much of a difference this makes until they actually try it. When you start eating protein the right way, you notice changes fast. You feel more energized in the morning. You stop getting afternoon energy crashes. Your cravings disappear. Your muscles feel stronger. Your skin looks better. And over time, the long-term benefits add up. You maintain muscle mass as you age. You keep your metabolism high. You reduce inflammation. You lower your risk of chronic diseases. You literally slow down the aging process at the cellular level. All from something as simple as changing when and how you eat protein. It's not complicated. It doesn't require expensive supplements or extreme diets. It just requires understanding how your body works and making small strategic adjustments. So let me ask you this. How are you eating protein right now? Are you skipping it at breakfast and loading up at dinner? Are you getting all of your protein from the same source every day? Are you eating it at every single meal without giving your body a break? If any of that sounds familiar, you now know what to change. Start with breakfast. Make it a priority to get at least 25 to 30 grams of protein within the first hour of waking up. Choose high-quality sources. Mix animal and plant proteins. And once or twice a week, give your body a chance to activate autophagy by fasting or eating lower protein. These small changes won't just help you build muscle or lose weight. They'll change how your body ages from the inside out. Because aging isn't just about getting older. It's about how well your cells function, how efficiently your body repairs itself, and how much damage accumulates over time. And protein, when eaten the right way, is one of the most powerful tools you have to control that process.